Hello, and welcome. For those of you who don't know, my name is Terry Shane, and I will be your moderator for today's amazing event. Wow, what a year it's been. I, for one, could never have imagined all of the incredible advancements in the IOTA project at the start of this year, and I seriously doubt that our good friend Chris Muller at Hello IOTA had any clue that he'd be kept so damn busy reporting on all of it. As you can probably tell from my background, I'm way up in the frozen north of Canada in my log cabin, located just down the street from Santa's workshop. Santa's elves have been really busy preparing some amazing gifts for all loyal IOTA community members, and he wants you to know that he's been keeping track of who's been naughty and who's been nice this year. There's a huge Christmas tree that's been set up in Discord, and all good little boys and girls who are good at sharding and parallel transactions can jump into the Defining Moments Meetup 2021 channel and pay attention to what's happening there while the live stream is playing. Remember, Santa doesn't mind if you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Eid, or Diwali. He doesn't even care if you hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Cardano, as long as you believe in IOTA. Don't you, kids? I thought so. So every 15 minutes or so, Santa will give you an opportunity to vote on some wonderful proposals, and rumor has it that he'll be sending amazing presents to some lucky boys and girls, courtesy of our amazing community sponsors. The elves have some beautiful IOTA merchandise from IOTA shops, magazines from EinfachIOTA, IOTA tarot cards from Pixel Doggy, IOTA Moron promo cards from IOTAMorons.art, and perhaps even an NFT or two. So keep an eye on the Defining Moments Discord channel and settle in for what promises to be a wonderful way to wrap up the year and look forward to what's still to come. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for 2022. So, without further ado, let me introduce our first speaker of the event, a giant among men, and the nicest guy you could ever want to spend time with, the IOTA Foundation Director of Partnerships, Mr. Holger Köther. Now, we've all heard Dom talk about how this is the time to build all. Well, Holger has been busy this year helping corporate partners roll out real-world use cases. There's a lot more good news to come, but Mrs. Claus just told me that Holger has brought a special guest all the way from Bangkok to join us for today's event. So, Holger, take it away.
Hey, Terry. Thanks for having me here. Yes, I brought a special guest today to kick it off with a really nice surprise.
Excellent.
So I would like to ask Alex onto the stage.
Hi, it's me from Bangkok right now. It's like 1 a.m.
Hey, Alex. So nice to see you again.
Alex.
Nice to see you. Yeah, I wish I could live in your cabin. For me, it's still like 32 degrees. So yeah, different situation here.
And I think, Alex, you're not wearing a Santa hat, but I think you still brought us something. So we've reserved some minutes for you. So take it away for the community.
Okay, I will focus on the really interesting aspects of it. Yeah, I'm actually representing a company called PropOps. PropOps is a cloud. You can check it out on propops.com. Thanks for sharing the slides already. And what we are doing is basically disrupting real estate. And well, everybody's talking with IOTA about IoT, but in reality, it's a technology which is like really groundbreaking. So we can use it in way other industries as well. So for PropOps, it's actually a great foundation to help optimize real estate operations by making it more transparent and especially compliant. So how does this work? What does this mean? Well, if you are a portfolio owner, let's say you own a couple of hundreds of buildings, let's say it's 1 billion of US dollars in real estate assets, this basically means to manage your assets and to keep it operating, you need round about 50 million US dollars. And there's literally no system there to do this in a transparent and trustful way. So basically, all your real estate is on autopilot, and you know where this can lead to. So right now we have a lack of everything. There's no scalability. I need people to keep those buildings running, to have like all the service contractors in check. You are still dependent on those service contractors because you basically have to believe what they're telling you. You don't have the insights you might need for your compliance needs. And basically that's not really good way of doing risk management, right? Because like there's so much legislation out there, especially in Europe and especially in the German market, once again, that you really have to make sure as an owner that everything is going to your according to your plans. So basically, if you do it like people do it just right now, you can't grow your assets as much as you want because you need more people doing your technical property management. You are relying heavily on your service providers who actually do all the facility management in your buildings. They know more about your assets than you actually know. And well, there is a lack of compliance, and for sure, it's super risky if you have like hundreds of buildings out there and you don't really know if you're compliant or not. So this is where we're coming from. And this is where we found a great market. And this basically means that we set up a central cloud. You might think, central cloud, how does this fit with like all the decentralized things we're talking about at IOTA? And well, let me explain this to you. So basically on the left-hand side, we have like all the legacy systems of service contractors where they are tracking their work, let's say maintaining an elevator for you and having like all the documents scanned in their legacy systems, which can be like tens and tens, basically decades of old software they're using. And what we're doing is connecting the PropOps cloud to these systems and pulling in all the data they have in there. And then from there, actually, we have to make sure that we have that data tamper-proof in our central cloud. So all the data that's coming in, including documents and pictures and all this stuff, we are fingerprinting it and saving this to the Tangle, and therein, of course, a permanent node because we have to have it there for a long, long time. So let's say after 16 months, you have to give proof to an authority or for a certification, or in case there's a lawsuit or something, then you can actually show that you have all the data in the PropOps cloud and that this data actually wasn't manipulated, because you can compare the fingerprints of the current data set with the one you stored in the Tangle. And so you're basically compliant. And based on that wonderful combination of a central cloud and the decentralized Tangle, we're building core functions. And I want to give you an idea on what that core functions are. So we have some sort of property ledgers, so to speak. So basically, you can have a look at like all the data that's coming in for your particular property. And I actually highlighted you in this lens the IOTA logo already, because we are showing our clients that they don't have to fear or distrust that data, because we are basically fingerprinting the hell of the data coming from the legacy systems of their service contractors. And then if you go into like every little detail and every ticket and every document that's attached to that ticket, everything once again gets fingerprinted. And so you can really be sure that what you're seeing actually arrived in that system months and years ago in exactly the same state. So this is true for tickets, basically like maintenance tasks or inspections. This is also true for metadata of your technical assets within a building. And in the end, what we're doing then is having algorithms that are showing you, okay, where are we compliant? Where's data missing? What is due? So this is a very great tool for real estate owners that have like billions of US dollars of real estate and wanting to make sure that their operation is fitting into the 21st century. So this just to give you an idea of what you're doing here. Holger, sure.
And Alex, you're already doing this in one building?
Well, actually, traction-wise, there's a slide for you. Right now, we're doing this actively already in 1 billion US dollars of real estate assets. So we have another 450 million US dollars signed, and they're like pilots for another 100 million dollars of real estate. So we are talking really big numbers here. And actually, Holger, to be honest, like the 1 or 2 billions we are talking here about, this is just a very small fraction of the industry. So we are quite convinced in 2022, with our technology combined with your technology, we can roll up the market and add another couple of billions for sure.
So you're telling me you already have like 1.4
billion,
billion
1.3, 1.4 billion of US dollars in assets, and we're basically controlling all the operation flows, all the information about operations through our system, and we're basically fingerprinting the hell out of it and storing it in the Tangle. Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, well, you taught us how to use it. We waited for Chrysalis and the permanent nodes, and it actually wasn't difficult to implement. And we had one issue. They all came with like, you're a young company, you're not that many people. I mean, you see a couple of my folks here, Jana as the head of product, Jonas as the CTO, but they were basically asking, so, and how can you personally guarantee that data doesn't get tampered with? And then the only solution can be a technical one, and this has to be a decentralized one, basically, because we don't want to build a new authority, right? And we don't need to. So yeah, we checked the market, and we found the IOTA Foundation, and found really great partners in you. And so yeah, we just started implementing it, got some help, and now it's actually on by default. So every customer we are onboarding, every property we are onboarding, and all the data coming in from all the different service contractors basically gets fingerprinted. And thanks to the Tangle, we have that trust that never existed in that industry before.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow, incredible.
So yeah, in case you're interested, there's some contact data on the slide. You can check out PropOps.com. You can search for PropOps Cloud on Twitter or LinkedIn. So in case you have more questions, well, ask them. I don't want to crash too much. It's just a surprise. So you see how happy we are and how successful you can be in implementing or combining traditional industries with new technology. So thank you for listening. Thanks for giving me the time, Terry and Holger. And well, one of you guys and girls watching, if you have like real estate assets, let's say north of 1 billion US dollars, give me a call, write me an email, hit me on Twitter, and I am happy to discuss this with you. Thank you, guys.
Wow. Thanks a lot, Alex, again. And thanks for tuning in. I know it's very late for you. So thank you. And everyone here in the event, you heard it here first. So we are going to publish this on Monday on our blog, but thought it's going to be a nice surprise for the community event. All right, then I'm going to share my screen to also give you a little bit of heads up what we have been into over this year at the foundation. All right, so does this work like this? No, let's do it like this. Great. Great. So you can already see like here's a first change. I don't know if you have recognized, but we are now, I think, like over 180 persons in the foundation, which is absolutely incredible. And we still have like a lot of positions listed. So if you're keen on working on IOTA, then just check out jobs.iota.org. And then maybe we'll grow with you to 200 or 220 or even more. No? Great. So some updates. Global trade and supply chain. The team has been this year really on fire. It's absolutely thrilling. With Trademark East Africa, you can see it here. There was like a trade agreement signed between Africa and the UK. We have been building out the team. So I'm going to do like a 2021 recap now. We are working with 4 Kenyan government agencies also. They're also in the corresponding steering committees, as you can see here. And now we're really starting to set up the infrastructure to develop the software to really make this trade pipeline viable with all of the partners. We are having the developers already like on the ground in the country. They're very active for several months now already. And we already have like multiple pilots, which we are now implementing. And not only in East Africa, but we're extending it essentially to like a lot of more countries and a lot more like industries as well. So I think this is like quite nice to see. Then with Zebra, there were some news also this year and last year also about the COVID vaccination. So we have like, especially for global trade and supply chain, SDK developed. I'm not going to write here like a date, but essentially, you can see it here, it allows the owners of RFID readers to update the devices and send in signed data directly to the Tangle from the edge, so from the edge device directly to the Tangle. And IOTA is quite lightweight, so this works very well. We have an identity card pilot, which we're going to show. So how do we enable identity card printers to issue these ID cards? And how is this then tying into digital identities as well? And we're going to have like multiple demos, tutorials, and so on, but we have been broadcasting also as well in a webinar with Zebra, just to show the Zebra developers how they can also use or not only Zebra, but the whole Zebra ecosystem, how they can also use the IOTA technology as part of what they do already. You might have seen it as well. We are working on the EPICS standard actively in trade and supply chain. And like this is a really big one because you can see it here. It's a standard for event serialization. And this enables like a very easy way for IOTA where you can have like sort of like even like a plug and play mechanism, which is completely interoperable. So you can like get into the system very fast. You can get data out very fast. And it's all secured by IOTA's digital ledger. So where the data is immutable and you have like a really immutable, strong audit trail of where your goods have been, which is a real problem at the moment because paper documents are just easy to fake. So absolutely stunning work. This is just like a smaller excerpt, I would say. As I said, the team has been completely on fire. There's also a little bit more what you can look forward to besides additional activities from those projects. So deposit return schemes. I'm not going to go into more details. So there's a soon alert, as you can see here, but let yourself be surprised. Then grant agreements and tenders. You probably have seen that we've been working with the European blockchain, so for the European Blockchain Service Infrastructure Project, EBSI, together with the European Commission. I know there are a lot of questions. If you already have received a reply, so not until today, we have not received a reply, but it also should come very soon. With JACE, we have started it this year. So this is really to develop a bachelor program, also for universities, to teach blockchain skills over the upcoming years, because it's a very important topic in order to get the students engaged in it, to understand what it can do and how you can use it for automation. So we are quite proud to have been selected as the only DLT organization, I think, with this vast amount of partners here to really develop this program. City Exchange has been ongoing for a little bit more time, but we have been also quite active there to build an energy marketplace, to build a multimodal traffic management system. And you can see it here, it still goes a little bit, but then we are also going to have some really nice things to present to you and some platforms on which you can then also build. Digit was also kicking off. You can see it here. It started in May, but then there was a little bit of delay there as well from the kickoff. And also, I see here, it's going a little bit longer than 2020. But the team has been meeting. They've been visiting the mine as well. So this is a really exciting project to collect data, as you can see it here, from the mining industry, and essentially understand how we can improve the health, the safety of the workers of the industry, how can we track the data which is being aggregated during this mining process, and then also how can we make sure that we have like a sustainable approach to mining. InsurSec is also a really big project. So to utilize IOTA in order to improve the cybersecurity, also in e-commerce. And just to give you like a little glimpse, because this project also has like kicked off like this year very strongly. There has been, I don't know how many thousands of hours of implementation behind the scene, but the team has laid out some absolutely stunning APIs, how to do identity management in retail. How can I ensure that, or how can I show that I'm over 18 and I can do this remotely in a very easy way to qualify myself, for example, for purchasing more goods. We have this use case and many more use cases. And just to dive a little bit into the details, because it always sounds a bit so easy when you say, "Ah, this is just a project and you're doing some implementation." So I just took out some of the activities which the team has been doing this year. You can see here definition of API design. We're using verifiable credentials, multi-branch channels, pre-shared keys. We started the wiki. We are going to do more demos, presentations, video recordings as well with the TM forum. We're doing more reviews. We're going to have this audit trail gateway and the SSI bridge to set up the toolings there and then also share them with the community, that they can be also used very easily as plug and play across the whole field to show what distributed ledger technology can do. And we're going to have some more pilots as well in early 22. So also stay tuned here. Nido is quite interesting as well. It's an energy project in Japan for risk-based maintenance, where essentially we understand how the different parts need to be replaced with a maintenance cycle. And because everybody is putting the data on the IOTA ledger and the data gets anonymized, there's no competitive, how to say, downfall or drawback when you are sharing your data. But essentially, you're still sharing your data and you profit from everybody else also sharing the data. So you can have a lot more, like a lot bigger databases to run analytics on, which benefits the whole industry then in Japan, of course, to be more competitive. Orchestra is a nice project which also started today. It's quite awesome because it's about synchronizing multimodal transport. And if you are living in a city, you've probably seen that the traffic jams are getting a little bit, how to say, more over the past years. We need like a smarter way to steer traffic. And with Orchestra, we are deeply looking into this, how we could use distributed ledger technology for this as well. Secant is also a big project, which is now starting today. You can see it here. I think it's like even our largest funding for projects with like over €500,000. So this is in the area of healthcare, as you can see, and essentially to understand how can we share data, how can we share our health care data, how can we use the data without really exposing ourselves. We're going to also build like a full platform here for everyone then to use. And I think like last but not least, we have the SUSE project to secure sensor energy networks, which we're doing with PureOS and mCloud. There are also two startups in the IOTA ecosystem. Antonio is going to dive into this a little bit more as well, so not into this project, but into the ecosystem itself. And there we're also showing how you can secure data on the IOTA tangle. How can you share data over LoRaWAN over 20 kilometers with really a minimal footprint? And also this enables a lot more automation in the future when you can have devices talk to each other and with a very long battery life as well. Oh yeah, there's another Soon alert. I can see it here. So you remember maybe the biodigester project in Chile, where we are instrumenting different CO2 counters, and then we are demonstrating how you can secure CO2 values directly at the edge device itself and sign them off from the sensor and have them secured directly on the IOTA tangle. And we are going to extend this in 2022 to another facility, so also stay tuned. Two projects I still want to mention, even if we are not directly involved, but indirectly, is the smart driving project. It's called Alfred, where they are like a smart highway post. So the ETO Gruppe is strongly pushing forward to this. Benjamin and the team, absolutely heads off to what you guys are doing. So we are talking about a smart highway post because automatic driving is still very reliant on pattern recognition. So even the Tesla autopilot is not 100% good at it. And essentially what we are looking forward to do here is to have like smart highway posts which understand the road conditions with like over a dozen sensors in it, and then they can function as external reference points for self-driving cars or any other actors in the ecosystem in order to understand how the road conditions are, if there's a construction yard ongoing, if there is like oil on the track or anything like this to make driving safer, and especially automated driving. And then, of course, the trade project, where Feil is also strongly involved with really pushing the edge of digital identity and what is possible here, also together with the ETO group and the Technical University in Ingolstadt, like also for safe autonomous driving and combine this with decentralized access management. Good, and then what's the outlook? So you've probably heard of Gaia X, which is the large cloud infrastructure project by Germany. To not rely, so that Europe doesn't really rely on the US and Asian cloud providers. Just looking a bit at the clock, yeah, some time. And we also have handed in applications for 6 more grant projects as well. They're going to be strategic projects, which then provide the platforms, the APIs, so to really build on the IOTA technology as part of strategic use cases where we see a strong level of scalability, what is needed, as well as a strong level of automation, what is going to be needed in the future. And we think it's still very important to apply for those grants simply because they just open up completely new ecosystems as well for us, and where we show how disruptive this technology can also be. And then maybe you remember this slide, that IOTA is really made for the IoT with all of these devices, but wait a minute, IOTA is only for the IoT? No, not at all anymore. There is a lot of stuff going on. And if you have been missing the past announcements of the past 4 weeks, then buckle up, we have released smart contracts beta already a little bit longer than 4 weeks, but this is like the basis for a lot of other projects. So the IOTA smart contracts, they are based on the Ethereum virtual machine. You can already run the first tests on layer 2. So we have seen, or we are seeing, that the ecosystem is starting to build. But essentially, this is opening up like a lot of new possibilities. And one of them is that we're going to deploy also smart contracts and tokenized assets on the Shimmer network, which is also completely new. You can also see it here. There's like a small icon with a parachute. So because there's going to be like a larger staking event. When you stake your IOTA tokens, you get Shimmer tokens completely for free. And the idea behind it is that Shimmer is going to be the incentivized testnet for IOTA, so that we bring all those innovations which we're developing first on Shimmer, and then we are going to bring them on the IOTA mainnet. And in addition to Shimmer, we have something else. We have also launched Assembly. And I think Assembly is the project which has been, it's one of the longest projects, I think, in the making, because it's like really like a vast topic and is a very complex topic as well. But it's also a really disruptive topic. This is the absolutely amazing thing about it. So if you don't know what Assembly is, we've launched Assembly like a couple of days ago, like a week ago, something like this. And essentially, Assembly is building on the IOTA smart contract framework and is providing an additional chain. And you can imagine it like a transition layer between different smart contract ecosystems, because at the moment, you still have the problem that when you are running different smart contract ecosystems, you still are relying on bridges between all of those systems. And usually when you're using a bridge, you have to trust the bridge provider. But typically, you also have to pay a fee in order to use the bridge. And if you're into trading or if you are into asset swapping, then you quickly realize, wait, I'm moving this asset over from Ethereum to somewhere else, and I have to pay $100 fee or like $50 fee. And of course, this is not sustainable, especially when you think about the metaverse, when you think about Web3, like how should a metaverse work when you want to transition all of your assets or several of your assets, and every time you have to pay a fee. And this is where we have Assembly. So Assembly is a highly scalable platform which connects different smart contract platforms, which makes them interoperable as well. So you can use like a token from one smart contract platform in the contract of another smart contract platform. And you can do this transition between those ecosystems completely natively and for free. And you can do this for the tokens, you can do it for NFTs, digital assets, and so on. And all of it is secured by the IOTA ledger. So it's a huge accelerator. Here's also like how it works. It's a huge accelerator to get the Web3 going. And I think it's also the most advanced project in the whole space, because we can utilize the IOTA ledger on the bottom with a directed acyclic graph. It's really the biggest advantage which we have to scale it up. And this enables, you can imagine it can enable like hundreds of thousands of smart contract ecosystems talking together for free in real time, which is absolutely blowing the head off. And yeah, you can join us here at assembly.sc. There is also, you can see it here, like a small airdrop icon as well. So what we have for Shimmer, we also have for Assembly. When you stake your tokens, then there are also Assembly tokens. And last but not least, today we announced an additional ecosystem funding with $100 million. So we have strong venture capital partners, which we are bringing in, and those partners are then also being matched to startups starting to build on Assembly. So when you have something on the Ethereum network, when you have written something into Solidity, we make it really easy for you to port over to Assembly and build your system there. The fees are like 0 to whatever you want to define. It's really up to you to define the fees for your smart contract chain to become really competitively or for competitive benefit for your user base as well. It's lightning fast when you use it. You have this interoperability, and you can port over your existing project very fast to assembly. And when you're new to assembly and when you want to build something, when you say this sounds really awesome, then also join us in assembly. We have the funding, but what we also have is a builders program, which is called Touchpoint, where we take you in, where we lead you on, where we improve your project with you, and where we give you the support that your project is going to be successful. And here also completely chapeau, heads off to the team, what Dan, everybody has been doing, Dan, Corey, Chris. It's absolutely amazing what has been developing here over the last 16 months, also together with the external partners. And yeah, I'm really thrilled about seeing what the community is going to build. Maybe Antonio is going to share a bit more. So thank you very much. This is it from my side. And back to you, Terry.
Thanks, Holger. That was a lot to absorb. And the funding details that went public today are amazing. Alex, that was also fantastic. And I'm really excited to learn more about PropOps and the work that you're doing in Germany and further afield. You know, just for those of you watching, I've spent some time, a couple of hours actually, talking to Alex this week. And I can personally assure you that his knowledge and expertise in the property management space are simply second to none. These are exciting times to be sure, and it's just a taste of how this technology can be applied in so many different fields. Okay, so this is a perfect time for everyone watching the live stream to check back in on the Defining Moments Discord channel. A couple of people have asked about which channel it is. It's called Defining Moments. It's on Discord. I hear the elves are busy over there, and you don't want to miss out on what they're doing. I was also monitoring the chat during Holger's presentation and noticed that user Machster, wrote that he's long thought that Terry was a woman, and he's very disappointed to discover that I'm a guy. Machster, I am so sorry I've let you down. Okay, so now that we've heard from Holger about some interesting build-all news, there we go. There's the build-all news. It's my very great pleasure to introduce our amazing IOTA Foundation community manager, Mr. Antonio Nardella. Now, you have to admit that we have some pretty good-looking guys on the IOTA team, and Antonio is certainly no exception. He also sports some pretty impressive facial hair, and it's clear that he's a big supporter not only of the build-all directive, but also of the whole beard-all initiative. And he's doing that together with our good friend Hans Moog, who couldn't be with us today, but he's been trying to get a look in, and it's now an opportunity to hear from Antonio. Antonio, you have been incredibly busy this year. Look at that beard; it's unbelievable. But you should use the that Swiss Army knife there to maybe do a little trimming. But
well, I have an agreement with the German community that once Cordicide is out, it will be also Beardicide.
Oh, okay.
And with all the news that come out, I have to trim it a little bit because, Cordicide is coming closer and the beard is getting shorter.
That's good. Well, you've been incredibly busy this year working with the community on so many initiatives that frankly, it's impossible to keep track of everything. So why don't you review for us some of the community accomplishments in 2021 and give us a glimpse of what lies ahead for 2022?
It will be absolutely my pleasure. Thank you very much, Terry. See you later. All right. Hello, everyone. Again, this presentation is all about you. I am now finally working with another community manager, so I'm really happy to have Feil on the team, Holger for others, not the Holger with the partners, the other Holger that spent a lot of time with the community, was a community member himself, and we are absolutely eager to present what the community did so far. So first things first, we start right ahead with what we have in the numbers. So we have our very active community on Discord, and yeah, the green screen can't handle my beard, and we grew 32% from last year. So it is really great to see the engagement there, to see the discussions, to see the eloquent criticism, and how people love being with us and to interact with the developers, with all the members together, the builders, and everyone that is engaged in our community and ecosystem. If we have a quick look at the other personalized networks, we've seen an overall growth over all channels. One note about the Facebook and Telegram groups, those are 99% community driven. So hats off to all the administrator, moderators from all the Telegram and Facebook channels and groups from all the different languages. So from Turkey to Taiwan to Finland to Germany. Thank you very much for supporting us and supporting your community in your native language, which is really important and really helpful to get the information out of what we are building. As you can see, LinkedIn had a really great increase here with 70%, which means that also on the professional side, we had really good connections here. Grant, I can't give you my t-shirt, but you can find it at IOTA shops. News for this year, we have a Twitch channel and an Instagram channel, and I wanted to give my kudos to Ani, our developer advocate that is doing streaming on Twitch, where he's helping and going through different ways of building smart contracts with IC, with IOTA smart contracts. So go to twitch.tv/IOTAdev and subscribe to his channel so that you can follow his really great videos that can support you in your building. And of course, for the fans of Instagram and Meta platforms, follow us there for different updates. So really quick about the Ecosystem Development Fund. Some of you might have heard that the EDF is moving to the Swiss so that they can support even more our builders community and our developers. So for the EDF right now, until it is fully moved to the Swiss, it provides grants up to $350,000 for open source projects and mainly for frameworks and other interesting tools that support the community and the ecosystem to build further. For this year, we had 7 projects and around 440,000 euros, more or less, were funded this year. You can find the information on transparency.iota.org. I'm terribly sorry for being so quick, but we have to talk about community engagement. We have to talk about what the community brought us this year, and it's a lot. So let me start right away with some special mentions for our IOTA experience teams. X teams are members that spend more time with us, with our community, with other members. They own projects, they own different initiatives, like for example Adamski, which is championing the Identity X team, and they meet weekly on Mondays, and they talk about the projects that they're building. They share information about what IOTA Identity is all about, and of course they also are visited by Jelle and other experts in the IOTA Identity framework. Hats off also to Gman214, also known as Greg. He's championing the smart contracts X team, and they meet every 2 weeks on Tuesday. So if you are eager to learn more and to engage with other builders that are building on smart contracts, we are a little more knowledgeable about IOTA smart contracts, meet with them on Tuesdays. Last but not least, Chris from Zignar, he's championing the the IOTA Streams X team. So if you are eager to know more about how to use IOTA Streams for secure data transfer and the IOTA Streams framework in general, and talk to Arnaud, our IOTA Foundation lead, they meet every 2 weeks on Wednesdays. So make sure to join them in the X teams. Another special mention goes to MZK91. He supported us in launching the Hackathonians initiative. We had so many changes this year that it did not really take off, but he championed it really with strength and passion. And with next year, more and more will come. So I hope that he will support us even further the more we build together with the community. Let me talk a little bit about other community initiatives that started independently, where we are not involved, if not requested, or if not asked to enable them. There is now an Americas group, which is 100% community-driven initiative. It started out as a Twitter list, if I remember correctly, still by G-Man. He will be everywhere in this presentation, one way or the other. And they started meeting on Thursdays to talk about IOTA, the activities, and the ecosystem. I'm terribly sorry that I will have to rush a little bit through the presentation, but we have Wallet Jesus waiting for us and a lot to talk about. Another really important community initiative where I have to be really grateful what EinfachIOTA is doing, besides sponsoring this evening and supporting us daily in the German community, the Stammtisch. The Stammtisch is a German tradition where people met at these so-called beer hallen. So this, think about it like really big halls with a lot of tables and surrounded by shops where you can buy food. But at the center, you have all these beer tables where people meet. They have their own plaquettes where you can read, all right, the physicists meet every third Wednesday of the month at 7 o'clock, and every time you can actually meet these groups and talk about what you are interested in. And they can be about chess, they can be about sports, and it's a really important and old tradition in Germany. And they are doing the same thing virtually, of course, about IOTA, and they meet every Monday. And I absolutely invite the German-speaking community to the German Stammtisch on the EinfachIOTA Discord. And again, thanks for everything you're doing, EinfachIOTA. Another important initiative is the Treasury Governance Initiative. We have around 60 TI Terra IOTA locked since the migration to Chrysalis, and the community is working really hard and is enabled by the IOTA Foundation on the vote for the Treasury. So these funds can be unlocked by the community, enabling Treasury, but it is going to be decided by a vote. And this vote is being implemented in Firefly and in our software. Today we had the news that the Hornet version, the IOTA node version, got upgraded with the support for voting. And it is important for us to make sure that everyone knows about it and that joins the discussion around the governance and how to build this treasury, which we hopefully will see totally 100% community driven. So next step will be the vote to burn or to build. where these funds and this treasury will and hopefully can be used by the community to support different initiatives. So let's invite everyone to the discussion on Discord. Another special mention is for the community members that launched the IOTA Wiki initiative. The wiki.iota.org became the complete reference for all the IOTA documentation and for everything around IOTA. It is mainly community driven. It is taking our official documentation and putting everything in one place for the developers. And it is also open to community members to contribute and add their content or fix maybe something that is wrong. So feel free to join the IOTA Wiki community initiative to present your content and to extend the wiki with whatever you might contribute to the community. The special mentions here go to Feil, that after a while became an IOTA Foundation member, but started out as a community member. Dr. Electron, or Dr. Moon sometimes on Discord. Jeroen van den Hout, Critical, and JSTO. You are the core contributors to the wiki, and so thank you very much for making this possible. And dare I say it, are you seeing this? So this is this insider in our spec channel that I'm keeping an eye on. We had this Q2 and this beautiful meme of opening the floodgates. Well, the community and the ecosystem was not ready to build, so we closed the floodgates again. But we can now say in the Q4 that the community is building, and maybe we can open the floodgates a little. And so let's have a look at what is here already. My first mention goes to the Soonaverse. The Soonaverse, thank you for Getumaza for the floodgates meme in spec. The Soonaverse is now an all-in-one feedless platform for you community members to build your own spaces, groups, and DAOs. So it is possible to create your space, invite people to your space, make proposals, vote on decisions, and slowly begin building your DAO from there. So make sure to join Soonaverse.com and have a look at what the ecosystem and the community are doing there. It has been launched not many days ago and already has around 3,000 members joining and interacting on the platform. Next one is IOTA App, and make sure to bookmark this link and to visit as much as possible, because it is a project sharing platform where creators of all kinds, so if you are a content creator, a video creator, NFT creator, if you're building a project, if you're setting up a project within the ecosystem, make sure to list it on IOTA App. So it will also be on one-stop shop for getting support and exposure to the groundbreaking innovations that you are building within the ecosystem. So if you're building something and if you want to showcase to the community and the ecosystem what you're building, make sure to visit iotaapp.com and put it out there. Hopla. Another important mention is a community initiative by Stefan Braun, which from scratch built the IOTA PHP library to use IOTA REST APIs to connect your PHP application with the IOTA Tangle from IOTA payments and other stuff. So kudos and thank you very much, Stefan Braun, for joining our community and supporting other builders like you that build with PHP. This is a prime example of how community members can contribute and extend the reach of the IOTA technology to other community members. Another important community project from this year is IPA, Interplanetary Precision Agriculture by Zignar. If you're following closely what's happening in the IOTA Discord, you might have seen the one or the other presentation of the IPA. So make sure to visit the website and to learn about their project, which maximizes yield by automating the farm management, identifying the optimal growing conditions specific for each crop. And I heard something about a project on Mars and the planet. So make sure to visit the website and check out what they are doing. Another important project that might not be mentioned as often as it should is by our community member Nobody. He's someone, and his nickname is Nobody, and it is Tangle Bay. He's supporting the community member by providing public and highly available IOTA node pools. So if you're a community member and setting up your own Hornet Shimmer, or Hornet Go Shimmer and Wasp nodes, you can use his Swarm script to install it really easily and maintain your nodes, and also join pools to support the community with your node. So make sure to, if you're a node operator, make sure to visit tanglebay.com and add your node to the pools. And yes, Tommy Tom, I said Mars and not Moon. Next project that absolutely deserves mention is Raspi Hive from our German community member Martin. So it is a really quick and easy setup for setting up your Raspberry Pi nodes with simple scripts where you can actually start participating in either private networks if you want to play around with it, like Zignar is doing, or also set up a node to participate in the network while the transactions are not that many. So if you want to play around with it and learn a little bit before setting up a VPS and paying monthly fees, and you have a Raspberry Pi lying around, I absolutely invite you to raspihive.org and have a look at how to install your node on a Raspberry Pi. Speaking of EDF and the Ecosystem Development Fund, I'm happy to present a project that was presented yesterday on, or was it 2 days ago? Oh my God, the time is flying. On the IOTA Discord by the team. It is the Identity Suite, which is a full digital identity and verifiable credential management system, which is completely open source, which is completely available for everyone to set up. Thank you, Damski. It was on Wednesday. It was presented on Wednesday, and it is completely available for you to build upon your digital identity management system. So you can use this to build applications, to as an organization, to set up from your local chess club identity systems to business-wide identity integrations. So if you're looking at a way to integrate the IOTA DID, Digital Identity Framework, within your application, have a look at this framework, which might make things a little simpler, or at least give you a good overview or idea how to do that. Of course, what would life be without the memes? And I must say that we have really engaged people in our Discord that love our memes. And so have a look at iotamemes.com to learn about inside jokes and to share your memes about IOTA. So, of course, we are doing, I mean, if you listen to Holger, we do serious stuff, but we absolutely love our community and our memes. I think this is one of the last ones for community projects for this year, but not the less important ones, but a really important one, because this is for all the artists out there that are building NFT projects. There is a project by PXDG, which I might suppose that it is short for Pixel Dog, but I might be corrected in speculation. He is building this site called IOTA-NFT.art, where all NFT projects are being collected. So for all the collectors and NFT aficionados out there, make sure to learn about all the NFT projects on IOTA-NFT.art. And a special mention goes to the first and most known NFT projects that are testing out ISC, IOTA Smart Contracts, which is in beta right now, and getting a gist of how it will be to build smart contracts on IOTA. This special mention goes to IOTA Bots, Bot 49 checking in, Morons with their special cards, IOTA Whales with, I didn't get one, Monkey, Rusty Robot Country Club, and Creamies. You were the first. You absolutely deserve this special mention, and I am sure that more NFT projects will be published. And if you're doing so, make sure to get in touch with PXDG to get it listed on IOTA NFT art. Huge thank you to the IOTA DAO pioneers. So this is the last slide for this year, 2021, for this overview. If I forgot someone, I'm terribly sorry. I hope that I will learn more about your project for 2022. Make sure to get in touch with me for being here next year, and hopefully to meet live somewhere in Berlin or in another city. But before we close the review of 2021, a huge thanks to all the participants of the IOTA DAO Pioneers Learning Circle. We spent countless hours with our community members to learn about what a DAO actually is, from the description of the word to the history, to the toolings, to the legal challenges, and to everything around DAOs. So thanks again to all the members that got their pioneer badge and that spent their time with us learning about them. The last 5 weeks, Philo / Holger and I had really enjoyed our time with you, and all the countless and really important discussions about DAOs, challenging our ideas, challenging what we know about organizations, decentralizations, governance, voting theories, and everything around that. So thanks again for being with us there. And this is not the end. Join the movement and just DAO it, because 2022 will be explosive. And talking about 2022, let's have a preview of what's coming. I had the opportunity to get some juicy news that will bring us to the moon and beyond. And I'm really glad to and really honored to present to you some of these projects that are building in secret. Some of them, at least. Others are already pretty vocal, but you have seen nothing yet. Let me start with the first one. Yes, it's still the DAO Pioneers. Linus, our community member, is making ready and proposing to the community an ideathon, where the DAOs in our ecosystem will have the opportunity to participate in the challenge and be funded within a sandbox ecosystem and figure out what actually DAOing means and being a DAOist means. And so make sure to get your manifestos ready, make sure to join the discussions and make the Ideathon a really awesome community initiative. And of course, since we are going to have a voting plugin within the nodes and Firefly, we will use that and enjoy using that to vote and enable 3 community DAOs to start their journey. NFT marketplace. Some of us had the opportunity to already test the alpha version in the early days. Make sure to bookmark this link, nftiota.org, because it is one of the first NFT marketplaces that will be launched in 2022, hopefully. No guarantees, all right? It's all in their hands, so let's see what's coming. And it was a really nice platform to test out, and I'm really eager to see what is going to come for 2022. So if you're an NFT artist, if you are ready to present your collections and to sell them on the upcoming NFT platforms, the first one to bookmark is nftiota.org. So make sure to visit it and bookmark it. Juicy. This is almost secret. Besides for some insiders, the Metaversation, the Metaverse Messenger. It might be that the link is already online. I'm checking with the developers. Is it online? Give me a ping. The Metaversation is a privacy-first peer-to-peer messenger which offers richer text, voice, AR, VR conversations with integrated crypto payments and NFT functionalities. So hats off to the team from Tangle Hub, and it is going to be built on their open source decentralized infrastructure and is ready to connect any Web3 applications. Oh, I'm getting a ping. Let me check my sources. Yeah, it's happening live, and it is live. So make sure to go to metaversation.io, which has been posted to our speculation channel, and try it out and let me know how it is. Live feedback on Discord. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I need a little water for this. Overview 2022. This was pre-announced yesterday, and the correct way of saying it's Elise. And Elise is a permissionless, decentralized metaverse platform that brings together multiple blockchains for an endless world of customizable NFT experiences. Elise is important to me because I'm an adventurer. I'm exploring the metaverse, and I know that Chemilabs. Oh, you have to excuse me for this, and please let me know how to read it correctly. Partnered up with Vercadia, and they are going to build this metaverse platform where you are going to own not only the NFTs, not only your avatar, but the whole infrastructure. So the server where you connect to is not in the hands of Meta, is not in the hands of someone setting it up on AWS. You can control your meta world, your whole infrastructure, privacy oriented and self-sovereign. And I absolutely love this. So I cannot sit still and wait to see it in action. So really hyped for this one. Another really important project will be Tanglesea. Tanglesea is the future decentralized exchange on the Assembly network. focused on offering a premier trading experience. So get ready with your tokens. Get ready to experience decentralized exchanges where you are in control and not someone else, where we cut out the middleman for good and not still rely on some centralized exchanges, and be ready to be part of these decentralized exchanges. They have a dedicated team with combined more than 50 years of professional experience. So get ready to join them on tanglec.com. Another important community project that was pre-announced in our Discord, which is Individne, and I am sorry for my Italian pronunciation, but this is how I might read it. And it is a platform which builds bridges between individual human identity and secure decentralized digital identity solutions. And you can onboard people with AI systems within 30 seconds. So make sure to join individne.net and participate. I think they have a sign up for the beta or something. And this is a professionally oriented KYC and digital identity solution. So if you're a business and looking for a solution, be ready for 2022. Oh my God, how much are there? Oh my God, we are not finished yet. This is coming out of stealth with this presentation, and it is Chromie. I hope I'm reading this right. Chromie.io is a NFT social gaming platform that combines storytelling and gamification to make NFTs useful through collect and play to earn minigames. So if you know this, I'm an 80s kid, so I've seen some of these really cool stuff. And back in the day, you have these collectibles. And make sure to visit Chromie.io and explore these collecting experiences like sticker albums, comics, music, and more, and movie boxes, murals, and minigames. So I don't know what it is yet. Have a look at their website. It is already really cool. And get ready for 2022. There it is. My beard. Where is my axe? Volks Mythica. Speculation was waiting for this one. Volks Mythica or Volks Mythica, depending on where you are from and how you read it, is the first in a saga of decentralized NFT collectible games. So it will allow anyone allow anyone in the world the opportunity to build up a unique collection of NFT characters and items to earn rewards by engaging with the global community through playing the game. So if you're a gamer like me, and if you're ready to use NFT technology within a game and collect and build and share and engage in a global community, let get ready for when Volks Mythica is coming out. Make sure to read their white paper and their roadmap because it is coming in hot. Wow. Awesome news also from another decentralized exchange, TangleSwap, which is an automated market maker decentralized exchange aimed at providing a wide portfolio of IOTA DeFi solutions. So get ready to trade, stake, earn, leverage assets, discover, and connect. Make sure to bookmark also tangleswap.exchange because you have seen nothing yet. You have heard about TangleC, and now there is TangleSwap, and these are the first two building on the IOTA technologies and are trying out our IOTA smart contracts beta right now and getting ready when everything comes out. So pretty much soon for 2022. we are almost at the end, but it is important to share another project that came out of hiding also yesterday, I think, or in the last days, which is Inspired. Inspired is a multi-chain NFT marketplace to bring art form from different networks onto one single platform. So if you are building on different chains and you are an artist selling your NFTs on Tuesday, thank you, Damski, again. It was pre-announced on Tuesday. So if you are an artist and already sharing your art on other chains like Tezos or Cardano, you will be really glad to find a platform where you can share and sell your projects on a multi-chain NFT marketplace. And I think that it might be connected to something else that we have heard today. So this is going to be a groundbreaking building block for many other projects out there. I'm really happy to have Inspired.io in our community. Check their website out and be ready for what's coming next year. Yeah, keine Ahnung. I'm also so happy of being able to present so many community projects this year. And I hope that it will be more coming. Thanks, Chris. Last but not least, for today, it's Yenatech. Yenatech is a marketplace that helps landowners or businesses to digitize their land to raise investments for chosen industrial agricultural crops through a process called Digital Share Offerings, DSO, with promised returns for 2% success fee. So this I didn't read. I know nothing more than what I'm presenting here. So I'm sorry if I have to read the slides. But this is the beauty of our ecosystem. These projects pop up from nowhere, and listen to my calls. So if someone from Yenatech is online and listening to this, get in touch with Adamski. He wants to speak to you. So connect. If I remember it correctly, yeah, it was the last one. So I thank you very much for listening and for rushing through this marathon. It was a real pleasure for me to present the review 2021 and the preview of 2022. I am so ready and so pumped and so hyped for what's coming next year out of the IOTA and broader ecosystem with Assembly and Shimmer. So make sure to follow our channels, to follow all these community projects on Discord, on Twitter, and on their platforms. I will share these presentations with everyone so that you can find the links also. They will be linked in the description of the YouTube video. And again, thanks for listening in. And Terry, join me on stage. Whoa. I'm sweating.
Wow. That was a lot of news, and it was all incredible. I didn't think you were going to come back to me. I was wondering when I'd come back to the stage here. Yeah, it's really wow.
I'm just excited. I'm just excited as you are speechless. It's
speechless. And honestly, I'd love to say a huge thank you, not only to you, but to all of the amazing IOTA community members who make this space such a safe, supportive, innovative, and welcoming place. It really does feel like home. And honestly, I can't wait for the time when perhaps we're all able to meet together in Monaco or somewhere similar in the not too distant future. But this really does feel like a global family. So many people that I feel that I know in ways that's really quite shocking, considering that we've never met face to face. But yeah, good times ahead, Antonio. Thank you. And I'm fascinated by the incredible appearing and disappearing beards. So very, very cool. Okay, kiddies. Now would be a good time to head back over to the Defining Moments Discord channel, because those IOTA Foundation elves are at it again. And by the way, have you noticed how clean it is in here? That's because Mrs. Claus has implemented her dust protection protocol, which ensures that there are never any pesky dust motes floating around up here at the North Pole. It's extremely effective, as you can see. And meanwhile, I have a big surprise announcement to make. I have just been informed of some late-breaking news. The following community members have just created a new space on the Sooniverse website. Here are their names. They are at Dasher, at Dancer, at Prancer, at Vixen, at Comet, at Cupid, at Donna, and at Blitzen. And they've just formed the all-new Rain DAO. They've also set up a governance committee and voted on a new initiative that I think we can all support. The consensus was unanimous, and I'm honored to announce that this year, the newest reindeer of all will be leading Santa's sleigh. I am, of course, referring to our new leading light at Shimmer. Shimmer will also be supported by millions and hopefully billions of fireflies this year. And here to tell us more about it is our good friend, the IOTA Foundation tech lead on everyone's favorite crypto wallet, Mr. Charlie Varley, better known to some of you as Wallet Jesus. Charlie, take it away. Yes.
How are you doing,
Jesus, man? I'm doing great. You know, I couldn't sleep last night thinking about today's event. And you would not believe, you would not believe your eyes if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. So
it's a good tune, that Owl City.
It is. I know. I would sing it, but YouTube might censor us. So I think, like everyone, I'm so excited to hear about all the good stuff in store. And perhaps you'll finally answer the question I know is on everyone's mind right now. When will we see the new release of Firefly? So
perhaps.
Charlie, the stage is yours.
Cool. Let me share the presentation. So they've let me out the salt mines for the next 15 minutes. I'm deep in a work funk on the staking with the rest of the team. Everyone's been working very hard. And we're excited to share the current status of various Firefly features with the community. Just going to close Discord because some stackers are pinging me. Got to stay focused. So it's a really exciting time for the Firefly team at the moment. We've had a lot of new devs join over the last year. We've had Nicole, Matthew, Amadeo, Jean, and we have a few new people joining in the new year as well. So as with the IOTA protocol, it's a very exciting time, lots to build, and it's nice to have such a full team to work on it. So it's a good vibe at the moment in the team. We're getting a lot of work done. And hopefully through this presentation, I can share a little bit about what our priorities are at the moment. So without further ado, let's jump to the next slide. So first things first, Firefly Mobile. A lot of community have been asking when about Firefly Mobile, and it is coming along nicely. I'm pretty content with the current progress. We've made a lot of progress recently. One of the main blockers we had was hooking up the Rust backend to the front end and getting all of the different areas of logic within the app up and running. So now that we've surmounted that hurdle, I think we're on a really good path. And from here, it's just going to snowball with development as we hook up the different parts of the wallet. So just to give you a quick overview of how it works and how it relates to desktop. So we're using the same code base as desktop. That means that certain functionality is shared between both platforms. So obviously there are unique elements that are only on mobile, such as unique UI features that are mobile specific. Also, any of the native functionality on mobile. So let's say you're scanning a QR to fill in transaction data and send a transaction, or say you're exporting a stronghold to the file system, that will dig into native APIs. So it's nice that beyond that, everything is shared. It means that it's a lot more maintainable. It means we can develop faster. And in terms of the technical stack, we have Svelte for the front end, which is a very nice JavaScript framework. We're very vocal about Svelte at the IOTA Foundation. A lot of people use it for their various projects as our JavaScript framework of choice. And the way it works is it compiles code down into pure vanilla JavaScript. So things are a lot more performant than any of the competitor frameworks like React, Vue, etc. Fully recommend you check it out if you're a front-end developer. Then we have the capacitor runtime. So this is what exposes the native APIs for us. This is what allows us to choose Svelte for our front-end language, meanwhile also exposing all of the native functionality. And then we have the Rust core. So this is those two native Rust libraries that we have for Firefly Desktop, Wallet RS, and Stronghold. And these cover everything from everything associated with the wallet. So transactions, accounting, any sensitive operations like generating addresses or generating private keys, that all happens in the Rust side and means that we have a very performant app. So if you've used the desktop app, you'll notice that it's quite snappy. The same will be true of the mobile one. And then we'll have all of the security benefits from the Stronghold integration. So in terms of milestones, the next one is alpha. This would be a closed testing group, I believe, not fully decided. Maybe we'll invite some more community members to it, but we have a lovely group of testers who are very active. I then think that things are going to move between each of the respective stages, alpha, beta to production very quickly. Obviously, given that it's a clone of the desktop app in a mobile environment, it means that we're not going to be finding bugs in logic. We're going to be finding maybe incompatibility issues on particular devices or stuff. So it should have a much smaller surface area for bugs. And yeah, it's in a good state. Can't give any ETAs as is tradition in the IOTA Foundation, but looking forward to sharing that with you now. The mobile team has been doing a brilliant job there. So moving on, we have the voting. So this is an interesting feature. It's something that's being worked on by a decent section of the community for the last few months. And what sort of triggered this was these unclaimed tokens that have become present as a result of Chrysalis. So like when we had previous network migrations throughout the history of IOTA, all of these different network upgrades, certain holders never claim their tokens. And after a certain point, it makes sense to be like, okay, we should do something with these tokens rather than just having them lost forever. So the idea is that there'll be this build versus burn vote where community members have the opportunity to vote either for option one, where you build a community treasury and you use that to set up various DAOs and ecosystem incentives to stimulate development from community developers, or option two, where you burn the tokens, I guess in the hope that the token price of IOTA will go up in price. So this is coming up soon, and the vote will be fully conducted from within Firefly. So this is using the same plugin as staking. It's a node plugin, and the way it works is, in order to register your vote in Firefly, you simply hit vote for a given option. And then behind the scenes, what's happening is that your funds are sent to the same address by Firefly. So you're sending your funds to your same address. And by doing that, you're giving a certain preference to a given option in the vote. And then you leave that for the period that the vote lasts. So if we assume that the vote will last 1 week or 2 weeks, then if you send this transaction to yourself via Firefly, then you've given a certain weight to a given voting option. And the reason we're doing this is because if you just allow a single event, then people can go to an exchange, buy a load of tokens, and vote for a particular option. So by locking, it's not really locking because you can unlock them at any point. By locking your tokens, you then vote for a given option with a particular weight. And because we want this feature to have more utility than just for the build versus burn vote, we're also providing a sort of voting tool via Firefly. So if you are a community project, let's say the Sooniverse, which is a brilliant initiative that I recommend you check out if you haven't already. Let's say you want to initiate a vote via Firefly. You have a deep link that you can host on a given website. And within that deep link, you'll have a given vote ID. And Firefly will open up and pull in the vote data what are the options with that given vote. Let's say Thomas from Spec, shall we promote him to the IOTA Foundation board? I think we should. That could go up to community vote, and some community project could have a nice deep link on their website, open up Firefly, and then in the dashboard you'd see from the modal, you know, like a pop-up, do I want to vote yes or no? So it's a nice way to have decentralized votes on there, on various aspects of the IOTA ecosystem. And as we increasingly see DAOs and all sorts of things popping up, it would be nice to see what sort of votes will happen. So moving on to the next topic there. This is a juicy one. So this is, we've hinted at it and we've mentioned it, but I'm sure a lot of community members aren't particularly aware of this project. So something that's been going on for several months, we've been building a browser extension with a community developer. And the idea here is that it's going to be your sort of relay to Web3. So you have all of these interesting community projects popping up. You have NFT marketplaces, you have things like TangleSea, TangleSwap, various DEXs, that kind of stuff. They will take place in the browser. Meanwhile, Firefly Desktop is a separate application. So you need some sort of relay device in order to use your funds in Firefly for certain activities in certain Web3 applications. And the way this browser extension differs to the likes of MetaMask or Solana's Phantom is that it's not a standalone wallet. So in its simple form, the way in which MetaMask is used most often, it, in my opinion at least, is not particularly secure. Any private keys are stored in local storage in the browser, which is subject to attack. As soon as you have any sort of malicious program on your computer, it can, or malicious extensions, there are all sorts of ways that those can be extracted. So we were like, let's not make this a standalone wallet. Let's make it purely a relay device. Let's benefit from the security of Firefly, from Stronghold, and just make it a sort of a communication medium between browser and the wallet. So all of the access policies for domains and stuff will go and sit within the Stronghold. And it's in a good place. So at the moment, it's working. You can send transactions. You can hook it up to the browser. You can send transactions around. The next phase with the coming months will be to implement smart contracts. So really bringing it to the next level. Currently, it's just a way to send transactions. As soon as it has that smart contract functionality, it's going to really kickstart the IOTA community. And then we can transition away from MetaMask for some of these smart contract use cases. Moving on into the next topic. So this segues quite nicely into tokenization and smart contracts. So this is like, in my opinion, the biggest protocol upgrade in IOTA's history, possibly ever. This will turn IOTA from a measly single asset ledger into a multi-asset ledger with NFTs on layer 1, on layer 2, native tokens, layer 2 tokens, ERC20, all of this kind of stuff. Suddenly IOTA becomes incredibly useful, having historically had a more narrow set of use cases. And I'm very excited for this. This is going to be massive for utility within the IOTA ecosystem. We can already see the sheer amount of community projects building against the DevNet. And that's kind of crazy, right? We always had these historical links to the phrase Cambrian explosion. And I feel like we're starting to see the first footsteps towards that happening. So from Firefly's perspective, there's a hell of a lot to do here. This is a substantial feature, and we don't want to spread ourselves too thin by considering too many peripheral features in the early stages. So our plan is perfect the core, turn Firefly into one of the best user experiences in the entire space for multi-asset management. And then further down the line, after we get smart contracts, native tokens, etc., launched from Shimmer, then we'll begin to look at the peripheral features. So in the future, you can do all sorts of interesting things. You can have sort of a creative platform within Firefly where you can mint NFTs, you can mint native tokens, and really simplify things so that you don't need to write code for these sorts of things. So there's all sorts of things we can do here. Our plan is narrow the scope, get it out as quickly as possible, because the most important thing is facilitating the community at the moment, enabling the Cambrian explosion, and then we will go from there. So moving on from this, we have our final topic, which I think most people are excited about at the moment. I don't have any live demos or anything planned. I considered it, but they often go tits up. So I thought it would be better to just show you a nice screenshot from the wallet so you can see what this is going to look like. Just to give you a quick overview of how this is going to work. So in the coming weeks, again, not going to give you an ETA. I know people are crying out for one, but we do not have a policy of giving ETAs at the moment. We did just release a build to testers, so it's actively being tested by the closed testing group at the moment. But the gist of this is when the staking feature is released in Firefly, there will be a 90-day staking period in which people can earn Shimmer and Assembly tokens by locking up their tokens in IOTA. Again, like voting, it's not strictly locked up. You can send your tokens around as you please. It would just unstake them and you'd need to restake them again. So in terms of phases, this hasn't been really communicated yet, but I think the way that this is going to work ultimately is we'll announce that a new Firefly version is going to be released the day before it gets released. And then Firefly will be released and there'll be a 7-day pre-stake period. So during this 1-week period, you can stake your tokens, you can get ready, make sure that you're ready to receive those rewards, but you won't start receiving the rewards until the week is over. So the idea here is that, you might have people traveling around the world, people on business trips, people not with access to their computer, and we want to give them a little bit of time so that they can get prepared to stake their tokens ahead of the reward period going live. So 1 week pre-stake, then it goes live, and there's 90-day staking period in which if you don't leave your tokens, if you leave your tokens untouched, then you will get the maximum rewards for the number of tokens you have in IOTA. And then once the staking period is over, there'll then be the networks launched in the future. And as soon as those are launched, you'll have access to both your Shimmer and your Assembly tokens. And I think this is a really sensible approach. So like historically, airdrops in the space have taken sort of 1 or 2 flavors. One of them is you just reward your current community members by sending an airdrop to everyone who's been active in your community already. And this is a really nice way of rewarding your community, but it doesn't get any new blood into your community whatsoever. Then there's another style of airdrop where you set a future date. You're like, okay, we're going to have an airdrop at this date. Make sure you get involved with the community before that in order to receive it. But this has pretty much the same problem. You have a lot of chances and freeloaders who will come in, grab the tokens, and then run. What's really nice about our chosen approach is that people have to hold IOTA for 90 days. So during that time, they would have used Firefly, they would have hopefully have started reading the Reddit, they would have been on the Discord, they would have joined Spec. They'll get enamored with the IOTA community and hopefully we'll bring in a load of new people. And you also get that big benefit of all of the existing community also being rewarded. And I think this will likely be one of the largest airdrops in crypto. Like few people are really sort of cottoning on to how much value is being, or hypothetical value is being distributed to the community. In Shimmer's case, for example, the entire token supply is being airdropped. And if you stake IOTA, you get 77.6% of that in Shimmer. And you guys can do calculations to work out the hypothetical value for that. But in addition, you're also getting Assembly. So it's a really nice way to reward the IOTA community, to prime other people to join the community, and at the perfect time, really. Like we're well on our way to launching smart contracts and all of those things. So having attention on IOTA now is extremely important, and I think this is going to be a turning point for us, where suddenly people are going to be like, hang on a minute, maybe IOTA is cooking something tasty after all. So that's it for my talk. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm gonna, after this, get back to the salt mines, continue working on staking. Just want to say a big thanks to the Firefly team for all the work they've done over the last year. I've got an amazing group of people working in the team. Have an enjoyable Christmas. Make sure you don't drink too much. Don't check the price too often. Like, spend time with your family. That's always important. And I will see all of you soon, I'm sure, in the speculation channel.
Thanks, Charlie. That was fantastic. I'm ready for staking to begin. My IOTA have been migrated, and I just can't wait to see that shiny new button appear in Firefly. So
it would have been an exciting drop to do a live staking launch on this, but sadly we're not quite there yet.
I was hoping it would be a great Christmas present, but I think I can.
We've still got a couple of weeks before Christmas. We'll see.
Okay,
We'll see what.
right. So Santa might deliver something under the tree for us, Charlie?
I don't know. I'll have to chat to him. We'll see.
All right. Well, I think I can speak for many of us in the community when I say IOTA is life, and we truly believe in this project, and that belief is going to change the world. And of course, you know, we've been through ups and downs, and it's a tough time at the moment, but I'm really excited for 2022, and I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. And of course, the change that we're about to see would not have been possible without the incredible vision of the original founders of the IOTA project. It's never easy to swim against the tide, but as Kipling so famously said, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, you clearly don't understand the gravity of the situation. Well, our next guest had to put up with a lot of doubters and fudsters over the last few years, but it looks like IOTA is on the brink of its big moment in the sun. Now, I am not sure if any of you have seen this amazing art that was posted about 3 days ago by Multiverse Dom, using artificial intelligence to show us the many faces of Dom Schiener, IOTA co-founder. It's truly remarkable, and for those who haven't seen it, I wanted to share it with you all right now. This is really cool, and it's so interesting to see how Dom has evolved over the years. You know, in his early days, this was young Dom, you know, when he was just growing up and into gaming, and the original ideas of IOTA were just forming in his head. And then according to some of those images in that video, he started experimenting, apparently, experimenting with blockchain and DAGs and so on, until ultimately he found his place and matured into Sexy Dom, soon to become Beardle Dom, where he got on board with the whole IOTA meme thing of the beards. Right now, he's experimenting at being Metaverse Dom, but we know that as he matures, we will see Dom Sun and Gandhi Dom. But eventually, with the launch of the mainnet and the whole assembly launch and co-order side, he will eventually mature and become Wise Dom when all of this has come to pass. Dom, it's a pleasure to have you join us. Are you there?
Hey, Terry.
Hey.
Sorry, I just really had to laugh a lot.
Have you seen all of these?
Yeah, I've seen it, and you know, like I think Mark sent it to me first. I was like, that's absolutely insane. And the more I thought about it, the more like ingenious I thought it was, because obviously there's a lot of thought that went behind it. It wasn't just about doing like
it's pretty
crazy
cool
stuff.
It's
really cool.
It's pretty cool. I have to say, just like Mochte used to think or thought until today that I was a girl, you're actually a pretty cool woman. You
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no. So you actually are pretty good looking as a girl, but I think we're all happier with you as a guy, and look forward. There's so many images in here, but I'll just give it one more playthrough. But it's pretty wild. There's some odd things going on in there, but anyway.
It's fascinating, you know, like it's the internet. You can be whoever you want to be. There's no limits, and I think that's why all of us are here, right?
Absolutely. I'm
limitless possibilities.
I'm hoping Multiverse Dom might do a version of me. That would be an NFT I could buy into. Anyway, Dom, it's a pleasure to have you here. I know we've been going for quite some time, but this is your opportunity to take it away, share some final words, encouragement as we end 2021 and head into 2022. I, for one, can't wait. It's going to be amazing. Thank you for all your hard work and your vision, your leadership. What do you have to share with us? I saw all of the announcements today about the funding partners, which is really incredible and gives me a great feeling for the new year. But here, over to you, and wrap it up for us.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Terry. Right, looks like you guys had a really great show. It's been going for like 1.5 hours, and I mean, that's the beauty of what we are creating here, right? I think IOTA in 2021, all of us have to realize is not about the founders, it's not about individuals, and it's also partially no longer about the foundation. And if there's one thing, if there's like one indicator to really realize the path that we're on and like be excited about this path, it's the amazing achievements of all of you, right? IOTA is only as valuable as its community. And especially over the last few months, the contributions coming out of the community have been absolutely amazing. And it's really about building all of this together, right? At the end of the day, IOTA is a community project, and we took certain decisions. We went a painful path. We didn't take shortcuts, exactly because we had a vision of the future, and all of us are sort of united by a shared purpose. And this shared purpose is to create value to the world. We are not here to have a quick money grab. We're not here to write an insane pump and dump. We are here because we believe in the future of blockchain, the future of distributed ledgers, and the future of IOTA. We truly believe that this technology can change the world. And it's not just a headline on a Silicon Valley type-esque presentation, but it's really something where all of us can feel that it really is game-changing, right? Being able to own your assets, being able to create these open digital worlds. And in 2021, it's not just a bunch of crazy people that are involved, but it's really big companies and it's big funds. And the market is obviously bigger than $2 trillion, but it just feels that we're just getting started. And for IOTA, it also feels that now we're really on the right path. And think about it, right? Chrysalis or Chrysalis, as it's pronounced, it's not even a year away. And that's just like such a crazy thing that it's not even a year away. And it feels like this is how IOTA should have always been. And obviously, we made certain decisions in the past that had to be reversed, and we made mistakes as everybody else does. But what matters the most is that you adapt and you improve and you do better. And I think IOTA in 2021, all of us have really shown that we are on the right path, and not just the right path for the project, but really on the right path to also bring distributed ledgers to mainstream adoption. And IOTA in 2021, right? We upgraded the core protocol, and it's a wonderful piece of software that you can really utilize. Transactions confirming in a couple of seconds, no transaction fees. And now we really have this sort of launch pad on which you can build. And what we have coming up is the biggest utility upgrade in our history, where we have native tokens, layer 1 tokenization coming to the core protocol, right? And that is something that nobody else has in this space. And it will really be a competitive advantage for us. And it will really open up many opportunities for all of you to realize and to create amazing applications. And then we obviously have smart contracts, where many of you have already had a lot of fun with IOTA bots, with some NFTs. I hope the Metaverse DOM, I'll definitely be bidding for the Metaverse DOM to get my piece of that. But it's been crazy to see and crazy to participate, and the tech is getting ready to build on. And my job here is to empower all of you. The only way that I would say that we are remotely successful is if we can say that we have an ecosystem that is self-sufficient, where we have applications that really have an impact, right? That are being utilized, tangible adoption. where we can participate freely, right? No restrictions, because at the end of the day, this is about permissionless innovation, right? And where the ecosystem itself is actually more valuable than the IOTA core protocol. Today, the value of IOTA is $3 or $4 billion. We want to have an ecosystem that is even bigger than that. And if we achieve that, we can say that we're successful. We're obviously not there yet, but I can give everybody my commitment that if there's one thing that I really want to achieve in 2022, it's the ecosystem around IOTA, around assembly, and around Shimmer. That will really be my core focus to help empower all of you to be successful, because that is where the greatest opportunities are. IOTA is a land of opportunity now, because we have one of the biggest crypto communities. All of you here who are listening are part of this creation, right? And are part of this community. And now we are opening up this community to exciting new applications that can really be utilized in the real world to change lives, like lending money and borrowing money, and being able to participate in decentralized finance, and non-fungible tokens for community engagement, and obviously decentralized autonomous organizations. It's on the one hand, it's a bunch of buzzwords for some, but quite frankly, it is the future, and we need to be part of the future. And that's also why we've obviously broadened the horizon and the focus of IOTA, because IOTA is no longer just about the machine economy. We've really extended our focus and extended our capabilities, where IOTA is becoming this decentralized multi-asset ledger that is programmable. And we leave it up to all of you to realize these opportunities. And today we announced this $100 million ecosystem funding support. And this is a really huge stamp of approval for the direction that we're taking. And it's also a stamp of approval for the kind of opportunities that are ahead of us. And I can just really encourage all of you who are builders, who are creative people, who are innovators, to look up the documentation, to be part of the community, and to start thinking about the next crazy idea that you can build on IOTA. Because now is the time, right? Now is really the time where you can be productive, and where these scheduled upgrades are coming up, where it will hit the mainnet, and then we don't just want to then start the ecosystem building. The ecosystem building starts now, and that's why I can really encourage all of you to get started building now. And as I already said, my job and the job of the people at the IOTA Foundation is to provide the support to all of you to be successful, right? For one, it's technical support. For another, it can also be support on like business models, on how to set up your first company, or how to even do token launches, get legal advice, and all of that. And obviously, most importantly, funding. We are here to provide all of that for you. Like we're really creating a sort of support framework. And I can really encourage all of you to reach out to us directly. We now have a dedicated program, which is called Touchpoint, where you can apply, and where our team will support you. But overall, I think right now is really, I was thinking about this before, because last year I also said, like, now is really the most exciting year ahead of us. And it would be kind of wrong if I didn't say that every year, because every year has to be better. Unless we're improving, we're falling behind, right? And every year we've iterated, we've improved, and we've gotten better. And now we're really increasing the improvement exponentially. It's even hard for me to keep up with everything that's happening, with all the amazing applications that are being built by the community. And we're really just getting started. But I can really encourage everybody to get involved now, and to be part of the community, because IOTA is first and foremost a community project. And we have a bunch of amazing DAOs coming up, where the community will be empowered with managing funds, with managing certain aspects of the project, and where all of you will probably be involved in the community full time, right? You will be able to quit your job and be financially stable through this ecosystem that we've created. And that is what this is all about, right? We are here to create something beautiful together. And we are really here to have an impact together. And that is what matters first and foremost. And we're on the right trajectory. And the next few weeks, I hope that all of you will be able to take some time off. It's been a crazy year, but overall, we need to be prepared for 2022, where we really have some big things happening. And the $100 million ecosystem funding support was a great start, and there's a lot more coming. And I'm really excited for doing all of that together with you guys. And I've been in this crypto space for like 10 years now, which is kind of a crazy long time. Doing IOTA for like 6 years, right? And I'm more excited than ever. And it doesn't get tiring, even though it's like super stressful. It's like, it just feels like the first day where you just find something new and you're like, damn, like this makes so much sense. And like, it's so fucking exciting. And that's how I feel about IOTA right now. And I really hope that all of you also feel the same excitement, because now we really have the technology, and we have the ecosystem support, and all of you who are part of the community, where we can create our own success, where we're not dependent on others. And that's the most important formula for growth. And I'm very confident in all of this. And obviously, I'm long IOTA, Shimmer, and Assembly. I'm going all in. And the next few months will be quite crucial. And I'm very excited to be on this journey with all of you guys. And yeah, like I hope you will be able to have some time with your family, take some time off, drink some Glühwein, have some fun. And other than that, I see you all in the community. I'm always there, so feel free to reach out to me. And without further ado, I would say thank you all for an amazing year. And I'm really excited for the next chapter with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you, Dom.
Yeah, thank you.
You said we can do all of these things. I disagree. We will do all of these amazing things.
Exactly. We will.
We will. And we just have to believe. And I am convinced we will be back in the Premier League of the crypto space. But for now, I can only echo what Charlie said, and that is we have to stop constantly checking the price. We have to, just believe in the project, believe in what it's doing, believe in the people who are working on all of these tools. It's going to be an amazing year to come. And but for now, be with your families. Spend time with those you love and care about. Put your arms around people that you can connect with, and just have a safe and a happy and a wonderful holiday season, an incredible new year, and here's to all the amazing things to come. Thank you, Dom.
Yeah, and thank you, Terry, for everything that you've done. And thank you, everybody else who also helped to lead the community. So it's very amazing.
All right. Bye-bye.